Be part of the solution.
Add your voice to the call for social justice. Add your voice to the call for social justice.
Social justice.
One of the biggest problems Vinnies comes up against in Australia, and indeed worldwide, is homelessness. Now, at any given time, the stats say there's about 100,000 Australians sleeping rough. And we reckon the figure's far higher than that, just because that's what we see on the streets.
There's any number of reasons why somebody ends up homeless or at risk of homelessness. There's mental health issues, domestic violence, family breakdown. There's some of the key issues that we come across. But there's also the fact that people are being really pushed to the brink. They're being pushed to the edge with interest rates going up, petrol prices increasing. The cost of living has gone through the roof, and this is having an effect on families.
One of the problems that Vinnies members come up against when we're talking about the homeless is that the public have a bit of a distorted view about what the homeless are.
The research is telling us now that homeless people are becoming younger and younger. I think the average age of a homeless person is in their early 30s.
And of the 100,000 homeless people on the streets of Australia every night, just about half of them are under 25 years of age.
Well, Vinnies is one of the largest providers of homeless services in Australia. We've some 37 homeless services and domestic violence refuges just in New South Wales and the ACT.
Matthew Talbot Homeless Services, or the name Matthew Talbot, has been associated with helping homeless people in Sydney since the Depression of the 1930s. Every night Matthew Talbot accommodates around 100 people a night in our crisis accommodation service. We also feed nearly 200 men a day.
Despite the best efforts of St Vincent de Paul Society to try and cater for the homeless, we're still not able to cope with the increasing demands this places on our services. And that means that on every night, on average 54% of homeless people trying to access services are turned away, and that's simply because there isn't enough beds to accommodate them. Now, to do something about this, we have to be flexible with our approach. You can't make it difficult for a homeless person to access a service. You've got to build your service around them.
One of the more interesting parts of our service is our activity centre. And within that we teach cooking, we have living skills groups, art therapy, we have a band.
Vinnies Van is Vinnies addressing homelessness in the short term, obviously.
I think we have a unique aspect in the fact that we concentrate more on the companionship and the friendship than we do about food. The food's just an excuse to engage with people. It's the first point of saying, hi, how are you going? And then you just hope that you might see an inkling to somebody else's life.
Obviously you're interacting with a community that can take a lot of time to develop rapport. So if you're someone who has a good skill with developing rapport very quickly, in the first 20 or 30 seconds, you're going to understand how long the interaction is with that homeless person and whether they want to continue talking to you.
So it is a good challenge to bring in new volunteers and to hear what they believe is homelessness and change their perception and say, look, you're about to experience night patrol for the first time. You're going to meet somebody just like you. They've just gone through a difficult time in their life, which means they're experiencing homelessness. They're not homeless.
The problem of homelessness is vast, but it doesn't mean we can't make changes and we can't make a difference. What I would encourage all people to do is to say hello to a homeless person, acknowledge them, give them the recognition that they are a human being. The difference that can make to someone's life is actually profound.